Hi folks, I'm Scott Mason. Mother Nature makes trees in every size, shape, and color imaginable. Now watch as I show you some easy techniques for making great looking trees for your model rarity. There are a whole bunch of materials that you can use to make homemade trees. Unfortunately, there aren't many choices when it comes to homegrown plants, but there's a lot of materials that we can adapt to make homemade trees. This is a product called Candy Tuft. It's also known in the hobby as peppergrass, which is a little bit of a misnomer, but the proper name is Candy Tuft, and it comes in about 18-inch stalks, and you break it apart and clump it together. And I've found that this makes real good short foreground trees and then clumped together very good background trees. It comes in a natural tan color and I spray paint it green, and basically all I do to the end is glue it together with a little super glue. This is wild oregano, and my buddy Dick Elwell and I found this on a golf course in upstate New York. It grows in the Northeast mostly. It can be a little difficult to find. It's a little brittle when it's dry, but the stalks when clumped together make really good both foreground and background hardwood trees. This is meadowsweet. It's another material that's indigenous to New England. We find it up near Dick Elwell's house, and once again it's the same procedure. It's a material that grows naturally, and when it's dry you break off the branches and clump it together, and you can either make conifers or hardwoods with it. This is sagebrush. It comes from Scenic Express, but obviously if you live in arid regions of the country you can go out and find this stuff just about anywhere. It has a really great natural branch structure to it, which is one of the problems that a lot of natural materials have. They don't have that natural branch structure, so they don't lend itself well to making trees. This stuff is wonderful, and once again I get it from Scenic Express. I couple it with this material, which is called Super Tree. Now obviously it's a natural material and it has a plant name, but I don't know what the plant name is. It goes by the commercial name of Super Tree, and I'll show you the procedure for adding branches to the sagebrush, and then I'll show you a procedure later on for working with the Super Tree as a standalone tree material. And then lastly, this is a piece of basswood that I've carved down to make the trunk of a pine tree. And basically there's two ways you can go about using this. You can drill holes in it and insert asparagus fern or caspia. Or you can use a material like furnace filter and break it up and paint it green and slide it over the trunk. And this also makes great pine trees. So now I'm going to take this homemade material and I'm going to make some adjustments and improvements to it to get it ready to put on the layout. I've given this wild oregano material a shot of the spray adhesive, and all I'm going to do to this is just hold it over the bucket and put some of the leaf material on it. Some fall colors. I'm not going to, this yellow is a little stark by itself. I'm going to cut it with some of the green. Just to tone it down a little bit. And that's an example of a background tree. And here is an example of a finished wild oregano tree with some summer foliage on it. Now I'm going to do the same with the meadowsweet, and I'm just going to prune this a little bit on the bottom. But the same deal, I'm going to give it a shot of the spray glue. And this time what I'm going to do is, rather than sprinkle the material on it, I'm going to dip it in this bucket of stuff and make sure I got good coverage. And there you've got an example of a juniper tree. That would make a good background tree right there. And then the last one I'm going to show you is with the peppergrass or the candy tuft. And again, I'm going to spray. And this time I won't roll it around in there, but I'll pick up some of this excess material and coat it. The candy tuft you can actually use without any leaf material on it, but this just gives it a little more texture. So, and once again, shake off the excess, and you've got a good example of a candy tuft tree. All right, and that'll do it. Folks, I've just showed you some easy ways to make some great looking trees using some basic homemade and commercial products. Now it's your turn to go out and put some wonderful looking trees on your model railroad.